Today's gospel is a very useful one for us today because Ash Wednesday is coming up next week. Out of curiosity, how many of you here know exactly what you're going to be doing for your Lenten sacrifice? Okay, nice. More than 4:30 Mass. How many people here have an idea of what they might do? Okay. And how many people don't have a clue yet? Okay. You guys were a little more bold than 4:30. Everyone at 4:30 went like this. Like the little admission of guilt, and then they put their hand down. All right. Thank you. So for those of you that are curious, I like to do something physical and something spiritual for Lent. So last year for me worked out really well. I had a little system where I did a little bit of exercise every day. And in addition to that, my real sacrifice was I would pray a rosary whenever I was in the car for more than 20 minutes, with 20 minutes being the length of time it takes me to pray a rosary. So, it makes sense. And it worked out really well. So this year, I'm actually going to do the exact same thing, but now that I'm no longer living the life of a student, I know this discipline will be harder for me to honor because my life has less structure this year. So I've still got that element of challenge going for me. Now, for those of you that still are thinking about what you may want to do for Lent, I recommend that you do the exact opposite that I'm doing, because I'm happy with last year, so I'm doing it again. If last year did not cut it for you, you may want to consider doing something totally different, something you've never done before, something more than giving up chocolate or meat for Lent. Because the fact is, there is no hard and fast rule when it comes to a Lenten sacrifice. A big thing you do once a week can be more spiritually uplifting than a little thing that you give up every day. So if that makes a little bit of sense to you, for one thing, I could recommend that you join our Lenten small groups. We have some space left over still, so it's not too late. There's information in the back at the desk. It's Living the Eucharist this year, so there's that as a starting point. But even if that's not a thing for you, at least you can keep your eye out for the next big challenge. The next thing that'll come along that'll help you grow as a person and as a Catholic. So getting back to the gospel, I said that we have an Ash Wednesday message in there, given to us by Jesus through Mark. In this story, near the end of chapter 1, Jesus heals a leper and then tells the leper to be quiet about it. And then the leper does the exact opposite and goes off and publicizes the entire thing. And from here, Jesus can't enter a town unless he sneaks in after dark or wears a disguise. And I'm not convinced Jesus ever did either of those things. And it's an Ash Wednesday message for this reason. Our Lenten sacrifice is a personal purification. It is a spiritual process where we are made clean and prepared for Easter. Ultimately, it's our own business. And yet we have Ash Wednesday, and we put little crosses on our forehead, and we walk around letting the whole world know that we recognize Lent. And we love it. You don't need to lie to me. Everybody here that goes to Ash Wednesday loves it. The best year ever for me was 2005 because my friends and I went dancing on Wednesdays. Oh, it was great. Just being at the Madison West Coast Swing Club, I lost track of the people saying something like, "Oh, Justin, you're making me feel guilty about not going to church today." I spread so much Catholic guilt, and I didn't even need to say anything. It was awesome. We love it. And ultimately, I don't think we can help it. Because remember, the church doesn't want us to be doing this. According to the magisterium, today is Ash Wednesday is a minor holiday. In the history of the faith, Ash Wednesday is not that big of a deal. We make it a big deal because we love to publicize the fact that that Lent is something that we care about. It's meaningful and important to us. We're like the leper in the story. We just can't stay quiet. And ultimately, it's healthy to both publicize something and to stay quiet about it for a lengthy process. It is good to want to proclaim to the world that you practice the spiritual purification of Lent. It is good to just say that to people. But when you're done walking around in school or your workplace with your little ash cross, Thursday morning will dawn, and you're going to have 39 more days to work through. But maybe it's then that we'll be in a better place to continue our Lenten journey on a more personal manner. And so, if you in fact do not choose to join our Lenten small groups, Living the Eucharist, or talk to me again about your Lenten sacrifice, I nevertheless wish you all the very best of luck, that the coming 40 days are challenging, rewarding, and inspiring. Good luck.